Merry late Christmas and Happy New Year, everybody. Welcome to the second annual Poundy Awards episode of the Pound for Pound show. As always, I am Philip, and joining me are Ben and Russ. How you gentlemen doing?
Good.
Great, Phil.
Good to hear. Good to hear. Hope Santa brought you guys everything you wanted for Christmas. But we wanted to get together for those new to the show. At the end of the year, like probably everybody else, we're going to get together and hand out some awards. Not very few, if any, are as prestigious as a Poundy. Fighters really, set out to win these. It's really right up there with the belts. There's the belts and there's this award that we had custom made. Fighters have them displayed on their mantles and in their trophy cases. It's a big deal to get your hands on them.
The back of this thing is just a disaster, though. Check this out.
Oh, it looks great. That looks great.
No, the front looks pretty good now. Come on now.
Yeah, that's where. All right, so you're gonna go ahead and edit that out after I hyped up this award. You just showed people that it's I don't know what you did to it, so that was rough. So, but without further ado, we selected 7 awards we're gonna hand out this year, and we so the episode doesn't go 3 hours. We handled most of our debate ahead of time, so we're not going to get into every single person that could have won these awards. But without further ado, the first one that we wanted to talk about is the fight of the year. That one was pretty unanimous for us. It was a pretty easy win. Ben, what did we come up with for that one?
Fight of the year was absolute fireworks on paper and then absolute fireworks in the cage. It was Justin Gaethje versus Michael Chandler. Those dudes threw down, and there was not a second of that fight that wasn't just awesome. So that's our fight of the year, and I think everybody can agree on that one.
Yeah, that was one that it was even, I don't think any of us even had anything else to throw in the hat. It was like, oh, that's the one. Okay. Yeah. Cause nothing else, some other ones will probably mention some honorable mentions and things like that, but that was so far above and beyond. It was it's the reason we watch fights. It was everything you would ever want a fight to be. And it was overly hyped, probably. Like I was sitting down to watch the paper. We were like, this fight can't be as good as it sounds. And it was somehow better.
It was crazy, man.
Yeah. It
over delivered.
Yeah. It defied logic that, how could both dudes' stock go up after that fight? But you're like, how did Michael Chandler get out of that second round?
And then he got brain damage mid-fight and then was walking towards Gaethje with his hands down, and just that was interesting.
Yeah, it was the fight you show a non-MMA fan to convert him to an MMA fan. Like you
true.
Can't not love that fight. It was too good.
Agreed. Very unanimous.
Fight of the year, Poundy goes to that fight. There you go.
Woo! That's an award. It's an award. The UFC title eluded Michael Chandler, but he won what really matters.
Yeah.
So good stuff. So let's move on to, we'll do breakthrough fighter of the year. And this one was interesting. We had a lot of debate about this one. We all three brought some different people to the table because breakthrough can mean a lot of different things. There were a lot of different people that we threw in, but ultimately, Russ, would you like to reveal the winner of the breakthrough fighter of the year?
We decided on Cyril Gane. He looked amazing. I believe he was 3-0 this year.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and pretty much untouched by Teixeira, Volkov, and was it Rosenstruck? Like, just looked flawless, and now he's getting a title shot coming up here in a couple weeks.
Not Teixeira, though. I don't think it was. Was it Lewis? It was Lewis, right?
Oh yeah, Derek Lewis. Did I say
Okay.
Teixeira? I meant the Black Beast.
Yeah, my brain was going. I was like, wait a minute, I don't know.
Oh no, the Black Beast, Volkov, and Rosenstruck. But it looks amazing. He's getting a title shot in a couple weeks. He's an even betting line against Francis, who we did not think Francis would have any even betting lines after what he did to Stipe. So yeah, his stock is through the roof. Looks amazing. Could be the next champ.
Yep.
Yeah, agreed. Any honorable mentions that you guys wanted to throw in there for that one? Because we had a lot of debate around that one.
Honorable mention goes to Glover. I stand by that he's been building up for 20 years, and he finally broke through the glass ceiling and became the champion. Big year for Glover. Look forward to seeing him try to defend that title.
Yeah, it's a different kind of breakthrough. I didn't think about that one. That one's a good one, Russ.
Yeah, it's definitely a different definition of the word. But
he broke through to getting the gold. He was always close. He'd get right there, and then somebody would ruin him.
That is fair. And
if Gane broke through the floor to get in the room, Glover broke through the ceiling to get out of,
Exactly.
That's fair.
That is fair. And Glover's such a lovable dude. If we just sent him an award just for the sake of doing it, like I'm in. So
I wanted to jam him somewhere in this show. So like that was where he had to go.
Yeah.
But this ultimately goes to Gane. Cyril Gane, this is yours, man.
Love it. Yeah, nice work. Super looking forward to that fight with him and Francis. So
Same.
we'll I have a lot of thoughts on that, but we'll save it for our preview show.
Yeah.
So good stuff. So this one was interesting as well. You know, we always do like a stock up and stock down, like whose fighter's stock rose the most and who's went down the most. And there's a lot of candidates for both of these over the years. So we debated these ones pretty heavily. But Ben, whose stock went up more than anyone else's this year?
Whose stock went up? We decided on Islam Makhachev. Isn't that correct? And he went 3-0 this year. Dominant in all of his performances. He looks like the next Habib. That's how dominant he looks. He gets in there. He just mauls his opponents. He made Dan Hooker look like an amateur, and Dan Hooker's like a top 7 fighter in the I think it's the lightweight division. And that Islam Makhachev has a very bright future, and his stock is through the roof because he looks unstoppable. So he gets the poundy. Islam Makhachev, you get the poundy, buddy. There you go, man.
He's probably one more win away from a title shot.
Yep.
Yeah. And he's one of those guys, like you hate to say it because, you know, like I've been guilty of counting out, especially the champion at that time, but people are like, oh yeah, it's only a matter of time before Islam takes that belt, you know, which seems unfair to the champ, you know, but you know, you can't help but calling it like you see it. And like, if they fought today, that's who my money would be on.
Yeah. When you look that dominant, it's hard to
unstoppable.
imagine him losing.
Yeah.
He looks that good. Yeah.
Agreed. So anyone else you wanted to mention, some worthwhile mentions in that one? Anybody?
We had Cyril in there as well, you know, for stock up because, you know, he was 3-0 and he really like kind of like exploded on the scene in the last year. Like he was kind of like just I don't know, not even much of a contender, just a guy like that they had just signed that was putting together a couple wins. And now like he's really on everybody's radar and he's getting a title shot soon. So
yep,
his stock is definitely way up.
Well, if people's stock goes up, other people's stock have to go down. And there's a handful of people who definitely had their stock go way, way down this year. But one person's stock, you could probably get multiple shares for a penny at this point. It is so low.
Yeah.
Russ, would you like to reveal the winner of the stock down poundy, which is probably the one you don't want, but you still get one. So
no, it's beyond stock down. It's straight up out of business. It's T Wood, you know, gone from the UFC, goes to fight a YouTube Disney star and gets viciously knocked out.
Oh yeah.
Which like celebrating with Jake last time. Everything about it was just sad. I was like,
it really was
a depressing scene.
Fun fact, I'm pretty sure he got our stock down poundy last Poundys.
Oh no, back-to-back
2
years.
in a row.
Oh
2
my
in a
God.
row. He's stealing another poundy for you, Woodley.
Man.
Well, at least he's getting some awards.
Yeah.
Hey, no knock on Woodley, man. He's a former UFC champion, but he's stock's gone down in the past couple of years, and here's a poundy.
No, all the knock on Woodley. Like I said, I was one of his few supporters, but like you can't support this behavior. Like I said, like, you know, you can't go out and get embarrassed like this and not expect people to make fun of you because you should be made fun of because you look like an idiot.
And these things happen.
Destruction of a legacy.
Yeah.
I would also like to throw in another stock down that Russ brought up that I didn't even think about was John Jones, because he's been sitting on the sidelines for nearly 2 years now. He's had another incident outside of the cage with his wife and domestic abuse. So that's what, like 10, 15 incidents now, you know, just ran a lot.
He's changed fight camps that he's been with like Jackson Winklejohn forever, you know, and he just switched fight camps. I just think everything about it bodes very well for very poorly for his career.
Yeah. So
yeah, if he has a career, like it's, you know, there's no guarantee we see John Jones.
Oh no, he'll be back. He'll be back.
I mean,
he'll
it's
get
kind of a win
fight.
that he's out of jail, I guess. That's his
That's
big win
true.
of the year.
That is true. So at least he has that going for him. He's not incarcerated. So, but we'll see what happens with him. But yeah, I would definitely have to agree. And that was an interesting take. But his stock has gone way down. He went from being unanimously the number one pound for pound guy in the business to we don't even know if he's ever going to fight again due to nothing but his own poor decisions.
Yeah, it's insane.
What do you do? So we got 3 left to go, and there we saved some of the fun ones for last. We'll talk about the knockout of the year, which is again similar to the Chandler Gaethje fight. That's why we watch fights, to watch guys get brutalized, to watch for that big knockout. And there were a lot of good ones this year. I thought this was a pretty easy choice. It was pretty easy. Ben, what one did we settle on for KO of the year?
We had Yuri Prochazka knocking out Dominic Reyes. I don't even know if it was a knockout. It might have been a murder. We're not clear on that yet. But the spinning elbow that sent Reyes to the dark realm and made him face plant. And that fall looked really bad, by the way. And I love Reyes. It's hard to see that happen to such a cool guy like Reyes. But Prochazka is such an animal, and that knockout deserves the Poundy for knockout of the year for Yuri. That freak and weird dude, but
Yuri rules. Yuri's so much fun. Yuri is the reason I love MMA, because of guys like Yuri. He makes it so fun to watch. And yeah, rumor has it that at the Performance Center, Dominic Reyes is still being kept laying in a bed unconscious, awaiting to be awoke. And I agree. He's a cool dude, and he's a fun fighter to watch, and you hate to see that, but it's what happens when you get these massive dudes throwing strikes like that. Like, people get knocked out, and man, he got knocked out pretty brutally. So, Russ, anything to add to this one?
I mean, Yuri is terrifying. I agree completely. That was the KO of the year. Another one that could be notable would be the Sandhagen flying knee against Frankie. That was
that this year?
Unbelievable. Yeah.
Oh,
that was
I think it was like
well.
January.
Okay. Yeah. But yeah, that was a pretty unbelievable knockout as well.
That was amazing. And then also, I'd like to throw in a third one is Usman KO and Masvidal when he created the cosmos of sweat in that photo.
Yeah, and that one was in a main event world title fight. That obviously makes that a huge deal, and it was awesome. But Yuri's just was so creative. It was so violent. And it, like Ben said, it may have ended someone's life. So it certainly shortened a career, if nothing else. So you got to give it to Yuri.
Yuri's the man.
Yeah, agreed. So, and down to the last 2 awards for the year, we've got the male and the female fighters of the year. So we both agreed pretty unanimously on these. They were, maybe not the most exciting choices because these people were just so dominant. It's, you can't go out and be like, oh my God, they had the best fight. So they just went out and they smashed people, end of discussion. So Russ, who was our male fighter of the year?
It was unanimous. It was Kamaru. He was champion coming into the year. He remained a very active champion, like he wasn't the previous year, but this year fought 3 times, won 3 times, finished 2 of them very violently. And he, it's rare to see a champion that's been a champion this long still getting better. Like, his striking just keeps getting better. Nobody on earth guessed that he was going to go in there with a striker like Masvidal and viciously KO him. That was
crazy,
unbelievable. So it's got to be Kamaru. He just seems to keep improving somehow when you think he can't get better.
It's crazy, man.
Ben, any additional thoughts on that? I think Russ covered it pretty well.
Oh, no. I mean, yeah, Russ covered it very well. I would say the runner-up for that, for me personally, would be Cyril Gane, who's been in a couple of the awards things. And, he had a flawless year. He went 3-0 and just looked amazing. So, yeah, but Usman, yeah. Russ said everything that needs to be said. That guy's just so dominant that you can't pick anybody else.
Yeah, and he realistically, has to start being entered into like the best ever conversations.
Oh, the GOAT cut, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so we're really looking at someone who, and again, he's not looking like he's going to slow down. Like, who knows what's next for him? His 2022 could be as good or better than his 2021. Because it doesn't look like anybody really has a whole lot for him at that weight class. So we'll have to wait and see.
Literally the only person that it looks like could fight him at this point would be Leon. I mean, unless Hamzat were to come down and, Hamzat wants to go to 170, but yeah.
Right. And again, I don't know that there's a bigger Leon Edwards fan on the planet than you, but like,
no, I'm not that
how do you see that going for Leon? Like, there's like, he'd be like an 8-1 underdog.
I haven't really thought about it that much. I'm not that big of a Leon fan. I might seem like it, but I like fairness, I guess, that Leon's won like so many in a row that he deserves it. You know what I mean? But
that's fair.
but I'd take Usman. I would never bet against Usman. He's that good. He'd probably take him down and wrestle him the whole time. Yeah.
Or he might knock him out. Like
Who knows? I don't know. I haven't thought about it too much, but
Yeah, he's got all the tools.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And, for our female fighter of the year, it's kind of a similar story, just domination at a level that is almost unmatched. So like I said, Ben, you want to reveal our choice?
Yep. We got Valentina Shevchenko as our female fighter of the year. She went 2-0. She looked dominant in both performances, and no one looks to be even close to her level at that weight division. So Valentina gets female fighter of the year. And Usman too. I forgot to hold this up for Usman.
Yeah. They both get one. Get one. So
fighters of the year.
Yeah.
Great
Russ,
champions.
anything to add to that?
No, Valentina is the clear-cut best female fighter on the planet at this point. Like Nunez and her were right there, but Nunez with her big upset now. Now it's Shevchenko standing alone at the top of, the pound for pound women. Like nothing's even close, for her. She's so great. I think, we still could see the Nunez trilogy fight if Nunez can win her title back here in short order, but it's definitely farther away than it was like a month ago.
That's
sure.
true. Yeah.
But she's the best. I love her.
Yeah. Balance, similar. Like I said, she went out and like in an Usman GSP type of way, when she fought on Andrade, you're like, oh, a big, strong wrestler. And Valentina just threw her around like a rag doll. She didn't outbox her. She didn't use her kickboxing. She just went out there. She's better than everyone at everything.
Yeah.
It's like she not only does she beat you, she decides how she's going to beat you and when she's going to beat you. It's just crazy. And like other than like a crazy fluke upset, like it just like looks like she's going to be the champ as long as she wants to be.
True.
And the main staple in her diet is cake, according to her. So,
Such a lie.
Fun
There's
fact.
No way. That's such a troll. That's a troll.
She cuts fantastic promos as well. She's a great interview. Yeah. She's awesome in every way.
Great dancer.
Yeah.
You'd be hard pressed to find somebody to say something bad about her. She's just awesome.
Yep.
Yeah. Every fight is super entertaining. And again, like it seems like, similar to what we said about Usman, she only somehow manages to get better. You see more and more things that she busts out of her toolbox, and you're just like, this is unbelievable. Like, I can't believe this is still happening.
Yeah.
No. Cool. Any other honorable mentions or anything you guys wanted to mention in the wrap up for the year? So like I said, you wanted to close this out, 2022 is looking to start off hot with a heavyweight title fight, but overall, how'd you guys feel about the year of 2021 for MMA? Big year, good year, okay year. What do you guys think?
I thought it was an awesome year. They put on a ton of events, a lot of big upsets, crazy finishes. Like I think the KOs are getting more and more spectacular because people keep adding like new tools and like video game moves. Some of them now, like, you know what I mean? Like the stuff Yuri does and like, Sean O'Malley does some wild striking. Like just they're learning new ways to finish dudes. It's amazing.
Mm-hmm. It's wild. It was a very, very good year. I think a lot of the good guys won as opposed to previous years when you see like, like the Connors and the John Jones kind of dirtbaggy kind of types winning. But a lot of the good guys won this year. You got like Glover, Jan, Oliveira, Poirier, just the good dudes. And a lot of them won this year. I thought that was pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. Cool. Well,
a couple bold predictions for 2022.
I was going to say, let's close the show out by talking about, let's quickly go back and touch on our bold predictions for 2021 as we did this last year. And then we'll throw out some additional bold predictions for 2022 as well. So you guys did the research. So throw out some of our bold predictions from last year and how we did.
Well, Ben had one that was spot on, that Oliveira would win the title and, keep it. So like that was spot on. He did win and defend very successfully. I had one that John Jones would fail at heavyweight, but like he just failed at life. So I guess that's kind of
counts. It kind of counts.
Phil, you had one that was we'd see a lot of new champions, and we did see a lot of new champions. Like the belts were moving all around. Besides like Kamaru, I'm trying to think who else. Shevchenko held it, but like a lot of the other divisions, the belts moved around
Volk
quite a bit.
Kept it, but yeah.
And then beyond that, we had some wrong predictions about like Ben, you predicted John Jones would like dominate at heavyweight.
Yeah.
I predicted that GSP would return. That was wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah, just some that were just way off, but
Yeah.
that's what the bold predictions are for.
Yeah,
Yep.
they're bold. They're
Yeah.
bold.
Bold
You
as
got to go
hell.
out on a limb with them. So let's make some bold predictions for 2022. Who wants to go first?
I'll go first. I got one. I think
Let's make two. You got two?
yep.
Okay, let's do two.
Okay, I'll give you two. I think Dana's gonna squash his beef with Jake Paul because he's gonna realize there's too much money to be made and he's gonna send Connor there to fight Jake. Like I don't see how that fight doesn't happen in the next year. Like you have to send somebody, a striker there to beat him at some point. You can't keep letting him beat up MMA dudes.
Yep.
And I think Connor's the guy. That'll draw the biggest payday. Everybody will make money. It has to happen, I think. And then another prediction I have is I think TJ Dillashaw is going to win the bantamweight title back. I think he's going to work his way back in there and get it.
Wow, that is very bold.
Yep, this year.
Okay.
I don't think that one's all that bold. He beat basically the number one contender. He would have already had a title shot if he wouldn't.
Yeah, okay, it's not that bold.
He's basically waiting on a title shot.
Well, I'm just saying because Jan is so freaking good.
Jan is a bad man.
Yeah. So
Jan is a bad man. But TJ, he's had surgery. He's off in the garage doing that weird training, supplementing in strange ways. Who knows what TJ is up to? So
yeah. When TJ's in the lab, things are happening.
It's true.
Gets in that garage lab.
What do you got for us?
Yeah,
Ben?
well, now that you say it, my predictions aren't even that bold. I got Yuri is going to become the champion, and he's gonna murder Glover.
That's like a fact. Like that's
yeah.
That's not even kind of, but like I'm not saying you have to make like crazy predictions, but like that's not even kind of bold.
Wait, give me a second to think. All right, give me a second to think. I'll cut.
I've got another one. If you want me to throw another one in here, I've got Gane is going to win the title in a couple weeks and defend it for the full year. Like I don't think anybody's beating him at heavyweight just because he looks so flawless, and I don't think Ngannou is going to get a rematch because it seems like he wants out. Like I think
that was mine too, but I don't think that's bold. But yeah,
I don't think it's that bold. But I was adding like he'll defend it all year because like the only person that I could see taking it from is Stipe, but he's in retirement pretty much. I don't know what Stipe is doing.
See, that was going to be one of mine, and I wasn't going to reveal who I thought was going to win that fight until our preview show.
Okay, then cut all that.
But no, you can leave it. It's fine.
No, wait. Let's just establish
it.
Let's just establish where we're picking up here and what I'm not cutting because I want to look up some stuff.
Cut nothing. This is all gold.
I just want to look up, make some bold predictions here. Hold on.
Oh, okay. While you're doing your research, I'll throw a bold prediction out there. Whoever wins that fight between Ngannou and Gane is going to lose the belt to John Jones.
Wow.
This year.
Wow.
He's coming back.
I hate that prediction.
Yeah, I didn't say I liked it. I just think that, it's that money train's got to be drying up eventually. And it just seems like he's going to come in and beat one of those dudes. I just have a strange feeling it'll be like a summertime fight and big, maybe for International Fight Week, it'll be the return of John Jones and he's going to get it done.
Wow, that's a good one.
He'll
Phil.
have to return this year. It really does.
So, well, that's why it's a bold prediction. He might be incarcerated. Like the odds are against me, but
that is a very bold prediction because it could go any which way with that dude.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like it's completely unpredictable.
Okay, I'll cut this right here, but
just the dead silence? Why would you cut that? That seems people love dead air.
Man, this is tough. I mean, it was not that hard going into 2021, but what are you gonna say? All right, I got one. I guess it's somewhat bold.
Are you going to reveal it to us, or
no? Look, I need one, and I need another one. Let me get another one, huh?
Oh, I thought the way you said that, you were like, oh, I've got one. I thought you meant like you were about to unleash the boldness upon us.
Okay. Well, all right. I got a couple. All right. So I got a couple bold predictions for you here. I don't know how bold they are, but I think Kayla Harrison is going to come to the UFC and she's going to get smashed. Okay. That's one of them. And then also I think Whitaker's going to get his belt back. even though he's got a title shot lined up. I don't know if that's bold or whatever, but even though some people that's bold because they don't.
Pretty
see
bold to
him
be
beating
calling for Adesanya to lose because he's so freaking good.
Yep. But I'm just such a huge Whitaker fan that I just want. It's more hopeful, wishful. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, yeah, those are mine. This year was tough because last year going in, it was like there was some clear cut bold predictions to be made because 2020 was so crazy that you could just say some stuff and be like, well, yeah, whatever. But this year it's all kind of fleshed out. And then how about this one? I'll make another one. Hamzat is going to get a title shot. I wouldn't say win the title. I say he's going to get a title shot in 2022.
You can go ahead and add win it if he gets a title shot.
It's funny because I was on the fence about that when I had that kind of in the back of my head. But after all the hype we just gave Kamaru Usman that like he could lose that belt or Adesanya could lose that belt. But I actually have a prediction that I hate so much. But it's a bold prediction. It's come out of left field. By hook or crook, by some way in 2022, Conor McGregor will have a UFC title.
Ooh, I like that.
I hate it.
On that, let's end it, Phil. Get the hell out of here.
I hate it.
Yes, repeat it back to me slowly. I like that.
I hate it with all my heart because I don't think he deserves a title shot. I don't think he could win enough fights in 2022 to earn a title shot. But I know how the business works, and I think they're just going to jam him right in there, and because it's good for business, and that's what people like Russ want to see.
Oh yeah, I do.
So I will be. It might be the last episode because I'll have to buy it. I'll flip this laptop over talking about it, and I'll be furiously angry when it happens. But I just see them getting him back in there for one more run.
Wow, Phil.
And
why'd you have to make that one, Phil? You had to end this on a bad note.
I like it. That's a good note. That leaves me hopeful heading into the new year.
Yeah, they're bold predictions. Like I'm trying to give you because like realistically that shouldn't happen. And if he were to get a title shot, he shouldn't win. But it just looks like all the stars are aligning to make that happen.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
I don't love it, but I feel like that's where this is going. And then I'm gonna have a near meltdown and probably retire as an MMA fan. But
190-pound juicy McGregor coming back.
Yeah.
Going for that middleweight title. Here he comes.
That's not gonna happen. So
he's juicy right now.
Yeah, they're gonna get him on
all the sauce.
Yep.
Yeah, they'll get him on those thinners. They'll get him back down there. He's gonna beat Oliveira for that belt. That's gonna happen. You'll see. That is
extremely, extremely bold because I don't even see him coming back down that low. Like I
threw up a little bit in my mouth when you said that, Phil.
I hate it. I hate it, but you just have those gut feelings sometimes. I just feel like they know how much that would draw. Like that would be to put him in that position. And there's already rumors that he's going to jump the line and get that title shot. So
I love it.
And I just feel like that'll happen. And I feel like he's the guy. Like if Conor is going to beat a world champion, it's a guy who's been stopped with strikes. But like if he moves up, seriously, what's going to happen? He's going to fight Usman? Get the fuck out of here.
Oh yeah, no.
Like he'd actually die in the cage.
No, yeah, that'd be like sexual assault. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it absolutely would be. So you guys going to throw something crazy bold out there, or you guys just going to stick with your down the middle picks?
You want something even bolder? All right. Well,
but don't just make something crazy up. It's got to be something you think. So
okay, never mind then. Something I think.
I've got a last one, and this is another one that I think will happen. Amanda Nunes will not regain that 135-pound title.
Wow, I strongly disagree with that.
Not happening.
Wow.
Yeah, I really do.
I'm not even sure she'll go after it. Like I said, she might just go up to 145 and fight people there.
I got a bold one, Phil. All right. I think Amanda Nunes' baby is going to come back for her and get the title.
Oh, I like that.
Okay.
Too bold?
Hey, you do you.
That's a prediction like 20 years in the making. She's going to come back and fight Pena's kid in like 20 years and like avenge her mother. I like it.
Yeah, that's awesome.
It's like a Creed 2 scenario where freaking Dolph Lundgren shows up to talk to Rocky and book that fight.
That's amazing.
got happening here? Wow, this is, man, you're playing the long game with these bold predictions.
Yeah, it's gone off the rails. It's time to
Yeah,
this
it has.
episode of the Poundys.
It has.
Now it's getting pretty wild. So, but there's your bold or not so bold predictions. Congratulations to all our winners. Another great year of fights. Looks like 22 is shaping up to be a good but possibly crazy year. We could get a lot of fights we didn't expect to see. We could have dudes from YouTube fighting on UFC pay-per-views. Who knows what we're going to see, but it's going to be a wild year, and we'll be here to recap it all for you guys. So until then, Happy New Year. We'll talk to you guys soon.
Hey, congrats to all the winners. We love you. See you soon.